Hello everybody, this is Lanko, and today I will be talking about how to find a language partner. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So as we all know, it is essential in language learning to apply what you have learned, which can be put through, of course, through speech and through texting and through, living your life through the language which you are studying. And so that is very hard to do when you don't have anybody to talk to. And unfortunately, for many of us, it's not possible to just start speaking to people on the street because, for example, there are very few, as an example, there are very few Japanese speakers outside of Japan. Relatively, if you compare it to, for example, Mandarin speakers, or if you compare it to whatever other language it may be, or if you're studying Quechua, maybe it's very hard to find Quechua speakers in your area because you just don't live in an area where there are Quechua speakers. So what I'm trying to say is language learning goes hand in hand with being able to practice what you've learned. So in other terms, language partners, whether it be permanent or temporary, is a completely different topic. I'll talk about that in a different video, but for this video, let's stick to the fact that language partners are important. Now that we have clarified why it is important to have a language partner, let's get into the how you can find a language partner. So first off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at the online options, okay? So the online options, why do I mention online rather than offline first? It's because with the online options, you are always able to connect. You are always going to be able to access it. Well, not always, not for everyone, but for most of these viewers who are watching this video on YouTube, I would assume that you have access to the internet pretty much the entire time. So because the internet is always going to be available to you, I'm going to first recommend that is available on the internet. So what I'm going to recommend first is Discord. Now, Discord, actually, I have a video right here. I'm going to be linking it. Check out this video if you want to learn more about how to find language partners with Discord, how to use Discord to your advantage while learning a language. I would strongly recommend you click on this video. Anyways, continuing with this video, what I would like to say is that Discord is a wonderful platform in which you can talk to so many people, so many different kinds of people from all over the world. And what's coolest is that, especially if you're a younger person, you're able to find people that are interested in what you're interested in, because Discord tends to be a platform where there's a lot of young people, people who are into your interests. So there's certain servers which you can go into and they automatically have all the same tastes as you, and you can talk about things that you already have in common. Discord is a great way to connect with people who are like-minded. And not only that, but in Discord, actually, you not only have the option of texting people, but also of calling them. And I think that's a very powerful tool. All right, so next up, we actually have Reddit communities. Now, the downside to Reddit communities is the fact that Reddit communities are just text-based. So it's very hard to find a language partner through Reddit. I mean, it's possible, don't get me wrong, but it is a lot more effort than it is to just go ahead and hop on Discord per se. But on Reddit, there are actually several subreddits on which you can post almost like an ad, and you can say, hey, I'm looking for a language partner, and somebody will respond to you under that thread. So Reddit is also a way in which you can, find a language partner under a certain subreddit. I will actually leave a link to different subreddits which you can use below for the most popular languages, of course. I can't do it for every single language on earth, but if you look up for your language, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. And if for whatever reason there's no penpal subreddit for your language, you can more than likely just post an advert on a subreddit for the language which you're studying to find a language partner. I'm sure there will be tons of people ready to help you to learn your language. What we have up next are Facebook language groups. Now, Facebook language groups, I have not personally experimented with them, but I know that they exist, and I know they're very widespread. They're very much around. And actually, as I was saying, Discord is more for the younger people. If anybody watching this video is above I don't really want to put people in a box, but if you're 40 and above, I would say that Facebook is more of the feel that you'd be going after. You wouldn't feel like you're an outsider while speaking to these people. And so on Facebook, there's actually tons of groups which you can join, which organize meetings, and they organize events, and they organize, pen pal meetups and pen pal this, pen pal that, practice sessions for people who are learning whatever language it may be. There's groups for Japanese, for Mandarin, for Portuguese, for wherever you're at, for honestly, whatever it is. And the thing is that many of these groups are ginormous. So many of these groups have lots of members. And once again, if you ever feel like you don't want to continue on Facebook, you can obviously message people and hop off of Facebook as a platform and hop on any other platform and talk to them on there. But on Facebook, I mean, you can call them, you can text them, you can post about things on your feed. So I feel like Facebook is a pretty good way to find a language partner through these Facebook communities, through these Facebook groups for languages. Because, well, I mean, any language that you want is essentially on there. So I would recommend that you give it a shot. The next, and I personally think most efficient right after Discord application to find pen pals would actually be Tandem. Now, why am I saying that Tandem is the top one? Because on Tandem, because you're messaging people individually, each and every single one, unlike Discord where it's everybody is collectively messaging in one place, or at least that's usually how conversations start. Some people take a little bit long to respond, or they just don't end up responding at the very end. So they won't always respond to you immediately, but they tend to respond. The thing with Tandem is that you always find great people on there. And on Tandem, actually, people have their own biography. So just like Discord, you can see if somebody has similar interests to you, and you can see their age, you can see what their interests are, you can see where they live, and what languages they're interested in, and you can just go back and forth, talk to people on Tandem all the time. Actually, Tandem is unlike Discord, unlike Facebook, unlike all the other things which I just mentioned, or which I'm going to mention in this group and in this video for the online section. This app is actually made for making pen pals, for making friends abroad who speak the language which we're studying. So it's dedicated to that, and for that reason, it's very good at what it does. I would strongly recommend Tandem. Now, for the in-person section of this video, I'm going to recommend these 3 different options to find a language partner in your area, as a person who is living wherever it may be. Okay. Now, keep in mind that a lot of these things are mostly for people who live in cities, because I feel like if you live somewhere outside of the population centers, it's going to be a little bit harder to do this. But anyways, it's worth trying. Okay. So actually, what I recommend that you do is that you go to a library, or that you go to a university or a local school, and you ask if there's a language club for the language which you want to learn. Now, you'd be surprised. A lot of the time, they do have these groups, or if they don't know, they could most likely recommend you to another place where they do hold those meetings, those sessions. So I feel like that's a very great way to find language partners. Those language clubs. Because other people, like-minded people who also want to learn a language, most likely for a reason that might be similar to yours, will be at those places, and you can talk to them all day about whatever you want. And most likely the person who's heading that group will most likely be a native speaker. Or it doesn't have to be, but a lot of the time they are. Another thing that you could do to find native speakers of your target language in your area would be going to places which are frequented by the people who speak the language. So for example, I am learning Russian, so I would go to a Russian market where they sell Russian food. To do what? To find the Russian speakers. You see, and just start up a conversation with the person next to me, things like that, talk to the cashier, those are ways to find native speakers. Go to places frequented by the native speakers, and you'll most likely find a way to practice a language one way or another. Last but not least, I would strongly recommend that you travel. Travel. I know right now, as of 2021, things are not very easy for those who are travelers, but I would strongly recommend that if you desire to practice your language, that you travel. Now, the reason why I emphasize travel so much is because travel is so powerful. As I previously mentioned, not everybody can do this, whether it be for financial reasons or because of the pandemic situation or because of visas. It's a lot of things that can get in the way, and that I understand. It's not possible for everyone. But for those who can do it, I strongly recommend that you do it because of the fact that you are able to not only make friends and study language, which is what you go to all these other things. You go to a language club to make friends and to study the language. You go on Tandem to on exchange apps, whatever it may be, to make friends and practice your language. But when you are in the country where they speak the language that you are studying, not only do you make those friends and get to practice your language, but you also get to think in that language. You get to make that language a part of your life. There's a huge difference actually between studying something through your computer screen, through your textbook, through your notebook, and actually living through the language, making it a part of your life so deep that you feel a genuine connection to it, where if you feel like, if I don't speak this language, I'm missing on a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? If I don't speak this language, I won't be able to talk to my friends that I made in this country. If I don't speak this language, I can't talk to my girlfriend's parents. If I don't speak this language, I can't I can't live my daily life, you know, like it becomes a part of your life, and it was no longer something that you can just put on the back burner like lots of people do with their language learning. It's not something that you have to focus on every single day. But the best part about immersion learning, you know, about this travel experience, is that you will not have to study every single day very intensively to be able to get better, because the fact that you're already in that country practicing the language means that you are automatically going to become way better, because you're going to hear the language every single time. Wherever you look, you're going to hear the language. And actually, from personal experience, I can tell you that I went to Kyrgyzstan to study Russian. I was there for approximately 3 months. During my time there, I went from thinking in English to thinking in Russian. And yes, I'm more than comfortable to admit that my Russian is not perfect. I still commit grammatical errors. I still sometimes say things that sound a little bit awkward. But overall, my Russian is not terrible. It's not bad. It's pretty passable Russian. And what I can say right now is that I found it amazing that despite the fact that I thought that my Russian was terrible beforehand, I ended up going to that country, staying there for 3 months studying. And when I left, my thoughts were in Russian. I would stub my toe and swear in Russian. I would think about something and think about it in Russian, and I would be like, whoa. Sometimes I'd try to speak to my friends in English, and I would forget an English word and try to think of the Russian equivalent. Like, oh, I mean, like, I know it in Russian, but I don't know it in English. That's crazy with only 3 months of living in that country. You know what I'm saying? So if you are able to travel or able to live in a country where you are able to practice the language every single day, that is the most effective way of being able to learn a language. And not only of learning a language, but of being able to find a language partner, because everybody around you will be your language partner. Well, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Lanko. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you made it this far. If you want more content like this, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And to further add on, I would like to mention that I will soon start a series where I will be posting about my travels and about my experiences abroad. So on the same channel, and I hope that you all stay tuned, and I hope that you really like that content. I truly do apologize for not being able to upload for about 6 months. I mean, the 6-month wait was because of personal matters, but they've been resolved, and yeah, hopefully from now on I'll be uploading more often. And if you have any video recommendations, feel free to leave them also in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. This has been Lanko. Have a great day. Stay safe. I love you all. Thank you for watching. And I've been repeating myself for 5 minutes, so yeah, take care.